getting to know your Java programming environment. So here we're going to actually build our first Hello World application. So we'll learn Java program development, and we are going to actually build Java application using IDE. So you have a choice of using NetBeans or Eclipse, and then we are going to build the same application using editor and JDK command line tools. Okay, so this is probably the only time you are going to build Java application using command line tools. Moving forward, we are going to use just IDE, NetBeans or Eclipse. Okay, we'll talk about the concept of syntax errors and runtime errors. Java program development. So this is the steps you are going to follow to build your Java application. So first, you're going to create what is called a source file. Every source file ends with .java, so you're going to use whatever editor of your choice to create a source file. In this case, we're going to call it hello.java. So it contains Java program. Then you're going to use Java compiler to compile the Java source code into what is called a bytecode or class. So it will generate a hello.class file. Okay, so this is the class file. This is a file that Java runtime understands. Java runtime does not understand the source file. So source file is for humans to be able to write the program. So in order to make that source file to be understandable by the runtime, you have to use compiler. So that's a Java C. You are going to create this hello.class file, and then you should be able to run this hello.class file over Java runtime. Okay. Sometimes you actually use a Java interpreter. It's the same thing as a Java runtime or JRE or Java platform. Okay. So every time you want to change your logic, you're going to change your logic, the source file, using your editor again. Then you're going to recompile again, and then you're going to run it again. Okay. Yeah, so this one-time only thing is that only when you do not change your code. Okay, but as a developer, you're going to actually keep changing your code. So each time you change your code, you have to use your editor to change your hello.java file. You compile again, and then you run it again. So that is the two-step process for building and running Java application. So or you can say compiling and executing Java application. Okay, so the task, writing your Java source file, you can use any text editor of your choice. The file that you're going to create has to end with a Java extension. Okay, so this is the way that Java compiler understand that this is a Java source file. Okay, and then you're going to use a Java compiler, Java C, to compile the program, and it will generate that class file extension. So we call class file or bytecode file, and then bytecode file will be fed into Java runtime, JRE, and the JRE run that application, and it will generate an output. So that is basically a two-step process we just talked about. Okay, so again, you can edit. Yeah, so in terms of the Java development environment, okay, so you can use the command line tools that come with a JDK, such as a Java C, that's a compiler, and Java is Java runtime for execution. Or option 2 is typically what we are going to do in most of our code camp. So you're going to use an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment, NetBeans or Eclipse. For Eclipse, you can use Eclipse variants such as the Spring Tool Suite, STS. Okay, so the Spring Tool Suite is built on the top of Eclipse, specifically for building Spring application. So you can use that one for this code camp as well. And of course, you can use IntelliJ IDEA if you have an access to it. Okay. So as I said, IDE provides much more pleasant and productive development environment. So all Java developers will use IDE of his or her choice for Java programming for moving forward. Okay, so exercise 0, I'm going to actually explain the exercise 0, and then I'm going to actually move forward a bit in the presentation. Then I'll give you guys time to do the lab, okay? Because I think some of you already have JDK and NetBeans and Eclipse installed, okay? All right, so for those of you who are taking this JPassion.com for the first time, I'm going to actually show you how you can proceed with the lab exercises. Okay, so first you're going to go to the website. By the way, for those of you who are just auditing, you don't have an access to jpassion.com, so yeah, so these contents are available only to paying members. So you are going to download this lab. So you go to this Java programming course and you are going to download this lab. So here you click this lab, and this is a zip file, and basically you're going to save it into some place. Okay, so I'm gonna save it on the labs. Okay, I have already downloaded all those, so I'm gonna save it again. So I'm going to save it again. So it's saved. So I'm gonna actually go to my labs directory. So this is where all my zip files have been in fact downloaded. In your case, you probably download just this guy. So Java programming environment. So that's basically this guy, Java programming environment. So you can use any unzip utility of your choice. So in Windows, you can just double click it, and you can just right click that file and you can extract it. So I'm going to use a jar command. So if you have a JDK already installed, you can use a jar command. So jar xvf, and then it's extracting the zip file. So it will create a directory called the java sc underscore prog env, the directory. Okay, so if you take a look at that one, it created this directory. So underneath it has index.html file. So if you just take a look at this guy, there is index.html file, and then there is a directory of samples maven. So this is where maven sample project are located, and then we also have a samples NetBeans. So if you're using Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA, or NetBeans, you can use the samples maven samples, or if you're using NetBeans, you can use this one. So NetBeans version of the project will be deprecated moving forward. So try to use a samples maven. Anyway, so that is going to be explained in the lab documents. Okay, so you're going to read the lab documentation of index.html file. So I'm going to read that lab document. So Control O, and you go to yes, so I'm gonna actually go to the just to show you. So I'm gonna actually go to the labs directory, which I just labs, here we go, and that is the Java SC prog env, and click this guy and index. Okay, so this is your lab documentation. Okay, so you go to lab exercise, and so in this case you have the 3 exercises. Exercise 0 is installation of JDK. So the lab document is pretty detailed, so it probably is in fact the more detailed than is in fact needed, but that's actually what the jpassion.com hands-on lab document is all about. It's very, very detailed. So you're going to download and install JDK. So you can actually install any JDK version after 5. So I should actually say just JDK instead of JDK 7. So you click the download page, and then you should be able to download this guy. So it is in fact the Java C 8 and update 60. So you download it, and then you are going to install it. Okay, so you select the accept license agreement, and you select whatever platform of your choice. So if you are running Windows, you're going to actually select the Windows 64 here. If you're running the Linux, you can just choose it. For Mac, yeah, so this is a Mac version of it. Okay, and basically you just install it. Okay, so you can actually move forward these steps. And you might want to, for Windows, you might want to include the bin directory. So in my case, I have installed, for example, I have in fact a multiple version of the JDK. If you want to use a particular JDK version, so the bin directory, so you want to have this guy as part of your path. Okay, so that you should be able to type Java and Java C without actually providing the full path. Okay, so that's basically showing you how to set the path with your bin directory of JDK. Okay, so that is basically for Windows, so that you can just say you can go to any directory. So I can say Java version or something like that, and because the Java the JDK bin directory is in the path, I should be able to actually do this. Okay, all right, and then the download and install NetBeans IDE. So you can actually choose. In fact, you can choose Java SE or Java EE or all. Okay, so for this, you can just choose Java SE for this code camp. Okay, so that is NetBeans. If you are planning to use NetBeans, okay, and it will actually figures out where the JDK is located. Okay, so you can just keep pressing the next keys, and it will just install it. And the O3 is installation of Eclipse IDE. So you go to download page of Eclipse IDE, and then you're going to download the let me just move forward. Download whatever platform of your choice. So I select the Windows here. Then all you have to do is unzip in a directory of your choice, and there is a eclipse.exe file for Windows. That is the one that you want to just click to run the Eclipse. Okay. Any questions on downloading and installation of JDK and the IDE? Question from Julia. Where do we get those links from the alias site? Are you talking about this hands-on lab? Yes, basically JPassion.com. So you go to JPassion.com. These contents are available only to paying members of JPassion.com. Okay, so if you're just auditing, you do not have an access to it. Okay. Question from Rajesh. With JDK, JRE also gets installed in it? Yeah. So when you install the JDK, so I have installed, in fact, a multiple JDK, right? So inside this JDK, basically I go to Java JDK bin. So Java runtime. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So this Java runtime is this guy, Java exe. This is your Java runtime. This is your JRE. Okay, does that answer your question, Rajesh? So yeah, JDK comes with JRE. Any other questions? Do you guys want to do this exercise right now? How many of you have not installed JDK and the NetBeans at this point? All right, so I'm gonna actually give you guys, since this is the first lab, I might actually give you guys time to kind of digest the overall environment. So for those of you who have not, in fact, installed the JDK and NetBeans or Eclipse, why don't you do that right now? Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna just. So let's see how we can build and run Java application using command line tools. So here we are gonna use Java C and Java. So the tools you're going to use is text editor. You can use any text editor of your choice. Sublime Text is popular editor people use. TextMate is again popular on Mac platform. It is in fact the available only in the Mac platform, and Windows has a Notepad or Word, or you can use VI or Vim or Emacs. So basically use whatever editor of your choice, and then Java command line tools under this bin directory of JDK. As I showed you, there is a Java C, that is the compiler, so that is going to be used for compilation, and Java, that is a runtime, or you can call it a Java interpreter, and that's the one that provides a runtime, and it will be used to execute or run your application. So pretty simple set of tools we are talking about here. All right, so this is the first hello world, simplest possible Java hello world the application. Okay, we're gonna dissect this application step by step later on in our next presentation. Okay, so we're going to just use as the simple Java application for understanding the compilation and the execution of the program. So this program is basically displaying hello world. That's what it does. So these are the set of steps you are going to follow. So you are going to use a text editor of your choice to create a Java program. So that is this guy. Okay? So you're going to create hello.java, and then you're going to use the contents we have seen in previous slide. Okay, and then you're going to compile the Java program. So that is Java C, and you provide the name of your source file, in this case hello.java. Then in order to run the application, all you have to do is Java hello. So this Java provides the execution environment. Okay, so it takes this Java hello class file and then run it. Okay, so pretty simple set of steps we're talking about here. All right, so that is exercise 1. So exercise 1, we are going to use JDK command line tool. So let's take a look at the exercise 1 here. Okay, so I'm going to actually demonstrate this. So you might as well create a directory. In my case, I call it my Java program. So this is the directory that you want to create your Java application. So let me see whether I have that one here. Okay, so I have already that directory. So I'm going to go to that directory. Okay, so here I am going to use editor of choice. I'm going to actually just use a notepad because that's what comes with Windows. So I'm going to just say notepad, and the name of the source file is hello.java. Okay, I'm going to create it, and at this point you just want to copy this guy from your lab documentation. Okay, so don't worry about this structure of the program. We are just using it as a sample application, and then you are going to save it. So you say save, or you can say Control S. So it is saved. So right now I have this hello world hello.java file. So I'm going to just remove this guy. So I have created this hello.java file. So if you say type or cat hello.java, this is a source file. Okay, and then we are going to compile this hello.java using Java C compiler. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to say Java C and hello.java. Okay, if you experience Java C command is not available or not found or something like that, that means you have not included the JDK bin directory in your path. Okay, in that case you have to actually provide a full path. Okay, so something like you're going to actually provide the full path. Okay, in other words, like a Java JDK, and what is my JDK? Okay, so in that case, you want to actually provide the full path, like Java. In my case, I have all the JDK on the Java directory, Java, and I'm going to just use the latest version, the 45. Yeah, actually, that's the latest version I have on my platform. And the bin, and then Java C, okay, and hello.java. Okay, so that should work as well. Okay, all right, so now the class file is created. So you can see hello.class file is created, and this is the one that you can pass to the Java runtime environment. Okay, so I can say now, so I'm going to just follow the lab instruction here. So I can say Java hello, like this, and then you say hello world. Okay, and you want to modify this hello.java file, so we're going to actually modify. So I'm going to say hello JPassion or something like that, jpassion.com, and then you save it, And because you changed the source file, you have to actually compile it again. So if you just run it, it's not going to actually detect the change. So you have to recompile it. So you're going to actually recompile again. And then you are going to run it again. Java hello. Now it actually say hello jpassion.com. Okay, so every time you make a change in the source file, you have to recompile and then you are going to run it. All right. And experiment with the Java C compiler. So if you say Java C help, you will actually see lots of options. Okay, but don't worry about these things for now. It's just in case you need it in the future. Okay, you can actually use dash verbose for compilation. Then it actually give you, what JDK is using. So you can say Java C verbose and hello.java. Okay, then it's using, in my case, it's using JDK 05. Okay, and the compiler error. So if you the compiler error, so I think, let me see, we just so compile, so we're gonna actually do all the exercise one. So here if you do not actually have a correct syntax, so for example like XXS, and then you are going to save it. Now if you try to compile it, so I'm going to just use the none Java C hello.java. Because it has a syntax error, it will actually let us know. Okay, so it says this is not understood. Okay, so you won't actually experience that. Okay, and this is what you're going to experience. And in terms of Java, again, if you say Java -help, it gives you lots of options on how to run this Java runtime environment. Okay, and so you can also use the verbose method. So it actually shows you the steps it's actually taking in terms of how it's running this hello.class file. So you can see, if you say Java verbose, oh yeah, so I have to actually recompile. So yeah, I don't actually have a compiler, so let me just correct that. Okay, and save it again, and then we have to recompile. Okay, now if I say Java -verbose and hello class file, so for running the class file, you don't have to say .class. Okay, for compilation, you have to say .java. Okay, so it's not a lot of, it's not kind of consistent, but that's the way it works. So now it actually shows you, what's going on behind the scenes. So you can see it's actually loading lots of Java library, okay, in order to run even this simple application. Okay. All right, and also you can see, what version of Java you're running. So you can say Java -version. Okay, so it's actually using 1.8.05 in my case. The reason is because using this version is because if I say set path, this is where the my bin directory of Java is actually set to 1.0.8-05 bin directory. Okay, so it might actually use it might actually display a different version for you. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna actually let you do exercise 1. Okay, all right, in the meantime, let me see if there are. Okay, so next we are going to actually build the same application using an IDE. So what is an IDE? So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. It provides a complete application development environment, including code editor. So it actually provides very powerful code editor with syntax highlighting, code completion, and things like that. You can use IDE for building GUI application. We are not going to actually spend some time on building GUI application in this code camp. But if you are building Swing application or JavaFX application and things like that, you can certainly use an IDE for that. It comes with a built-in compiler and debugger and tester. Okay, so all these JDK tools, especially compiler and runtime, they are all built into the IDE. Okay. So debugger, tester, or even profiler. So profiler is used to profile the application performance. so that you can actually detect, what is a bottleneck from the performance perspective, and many more features. And typically IDE is constructed as a plugin architecture. So if you need some kind of the features, then it's a matter of finding a plugin for that IDE. Okay. So again, popular IDEs include Eclipse or Eclipse variants such as STS, NetBeans, and IntelliJ IDEA. So in IntelliJ IDEA, it is a commercial version, but they also have a free version as well. So any of these IDEs is actually okay for building and running and testing and debugging, profiling your Java application. Okay, so moving forward, syntax errors and runtime errors. So syntax errors are, these are errors, usually from typing errors. So if you're not using keyword correctly, that cause syntax errors, and we have actually experienced that already, right? So it gets detected at compile time. So when you try to compile it, it will let you know, your program does not meet the correct syntax rules. Okay. So common syntax error includes misspelled keywords. So we have actually tried that before, right? Or if you forgot to write a semicolon at the end of the statement, every Java statement has to end with a semicolon. So if you forgot to have a semicolon at the end of your Java statement, it's a compile error. It is a syntax error. So so this is the if you have incorrect keyword. Static is a keyword, so if you're not using the correct keyword, it's going to be compile error. So here, if you forgot to add semicolon at the end of your Java statement, again, that is a syntax error or compile error. So syntax errors is detected by the compiler, and we have experienced that one already, right? Okay. What about the runtime errors? So runtime errors are the errors that are detected when you are running the application. For example, logic error could be detected only during runtime. Compiler doesn't know whether your programming logic is in fact correct or not. Okay. So it gets detected only when it tries to run the application. For example, you want your program to print 100 strings of hello world, but it only prints like a 99 of the strings. So that certainly is a logic error, and again, you find this problem during runtime. Okay. Your program expects a number input from the user, but the user input a string. So you expect the user to enter their his or her age as a number, 34 or 5 or something like that, but the user type in XYZ, and that gets detected only during the runtime. So during runtime, it will cause what is called an exception. Okay. So these are runtime errors. So runtime errors are the ones these are errors that get detected only when you are running your application, and that includes the business logic errors. Okay, so exercise 2, now we're going to actually build the same application using an IDE. Okay, so I'm going to actually demonstrate both NetBeans and Eclipse. Okay, so let's try to run Eclipse NetBeans first. So basically you are going to here. So you're going to right click the click file, and then new project, or you can just type Control Shift N. Okay, so let me see whether I have a NetBeans up and running. Okay, so here I'm going to say File, New Project, and then select Java here, and then here we are creating Java application. So Java and Java application, and next, and you give a name to this project. So you're gonna say hello, something like that. And for now, the project location is in a Java user Sang documents NetBeans project directory, but you can change to whatever directory of your choice. So I'm gonna just say my Java project, something like that. Okay, and it could create a main class for me. So this is in fact the first one is a package, and this is the name of the class. So I can just take the default values here. Okay, finish. And it already has this hello and the main here. So basically I can just use the uh, system.println and hello codecamp, something like that, and then you can just run the application. So you right click it and run it. Yeah, so it says hello codecamp. Okay, so if you have a syntax errors like this, then it detects it right away. Okay, so it gives you an indication that something is not right. Okay, so you can say Control Z to move back. Okay, so that is NetBeans. Again, pretty straightforward. If you are familiar with a Maven, you can certainly create a Maven project. Okay, so instead of native NetBeans project, you can say File, New Project, and then there is an option of creating Maven project here. So here, Maven and Java application, and the next, and then you can just use again here. I'm gonna say hello 2, something like that, and finish. So in this case, this is the yeah. So here you have to actually create a brand new class or something, brand new class. Okay, then you can just copy this guy. So if you are familiar with the Maven, yeah, you can actually create as a Maven project. But we're gonna just create a native NetBeans project in this example. Okay, so that is NetBeans. In terms of the Eclipse, let me see. I have Eclipse already. Okay, so it looks like I don't have it. So I'm going to use Luna. So it's pretty much the same deal. Okay, so I'm going to just move forward here. So file, and create a new project, new and Java project, and you give a name, my hello project or my hello project 2 or something like that, and click finish. And you can give a package name. So we're going to talk about the concept of package later on, but you can think of package is the it's like a file folder for organizing your classes. Okay, and so this is a package, and this is the name of the class we are creating, and then basically you're going to add this code. Okay, and once you've done that, you can just build and run the application. Okay, it will actually ask you to save before it's running the application. Okay, all right, so let me see what I have Eclipse here. Okay, so I have it here. So I'm gonna just demonstrate file, new, and the Java project. Okay, so project name is hello world 4, something like that. Okay, and then finish. So hello forward project is created. So here I have to create Java hello Java file. So I'm gonna say new class, and the package you can say my package, or you don't have to provide a package if you don't want to. So I can say just hello here, and finish. So if you don't specify the package, then it will create from the root default package. Okay, so this is hello.java file. Okay, so basically here you are going to copy this code. Okay, so again, don't worry about the this Java program structure. We are just focused on how to use the tools. Okay, and then you are going to run this application. So you can say hello world and run as, and Java application. Okay, or you can just click this guy as well. So let me just run this guy first. Run as and Java application. So it will display this is my first Java application. So I'm gonna just say let's just change this guy. Hello JPassion.com, and this time I'm going to just click this guy, and it display hello JPassion.com. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys do this exercise too.